حسن زعفر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمن اللهم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيه عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها القاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي التقي الجواد، يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد، يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري، يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا وتوسلنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا وصي الحسن والخلفاء الحجة، أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. Please ask for your hajat. يا سادتي وموالي، إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي اليوم، فقري وحاجتي إلى الله، وتوسلت بكم إلى الله، واستشفعت بكم إلى الله، فاشفعوا لي عند الله، واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله، فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله، وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله، فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله، صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالمين من الأولين والآخرين، آمين رب العالمين. ليش شفاء المرضى وقضاء الحوائج ورسالة أمام مجيب 5 times. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، عمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، عمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. اللهم صل على محمد. تقبل الله معكم جميعا ولأمواتنا جميعا. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن الحمد لله.
السلام علیکم. السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام.
سلام پیش کریں.
جی بسم اللہ.
اور محمد و آل محمد باول بلند صلوات. اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. امام جعفر صادق کی شہادت سلسلے میں ایک سلام کی تنشا پیش کروں گا. ایک مرتبہ پھر باول بلند صلوات. اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. شہید راہ خدا آئے جعفر صادق، شہید راہ خدا آئے جعفر صادق، ہوئے ہم سے جدا جعفر صادق، ہوئے ہیں ہم سے جدا جعفر صادق، وہ جسے علم کے دریاؤں میں روانی تھی، وہی شہید ہوا جعفر صادق، وہی شہید ہوا ہائے جعفر صادق اور بطول نوح کنا پھر سے ہو گئی لوگوں بطول نوح کنا پھر سے ہو گئی لوگوں کہ تم پہ ظلم ہوا ہائے جعفر صادق کہ تم پہ ظلم ہوا ہائے جعفر صادق اور بچھا ہے فرش قضا کا بطول کے گھر میں بچھا ہے فرش قضا کا بطول کے گھر میں فضا میں گونجی صدا ہائے جعفر صادق فضا میں گونجی صدا ہائے جعفر صادق اور امام موسیٰ کاظم بھی اب یتیم ہوئے ارے امام موسیٰ کاظم بھی اب یتیم ہوئے تمہارا سایہ ہوا ہائے جعفر صادق تمہارا سایہ اٹھا ہائے جعفر صادق شہید راہ خدا ہائے جعفر صادق اور رسول حق کی حفاظت کے جرم میں پھر سے رسول حق کی حفاظت کے جرم میں پھر سے علی کا خون بہا ہائے جعفر صادق علی کا خون بہا ہائے جعفر صادق اور قبول کیجئے پرسا غلام زادوں کا قبول کیجئے پرسا غلام زادوں کا دعا ہے چشم نم کی صدا ہے جعفر صادق قبول کیجئے پرسا غلام زادوں کا ہے چشم نم کی صدا ہائے جعفر صادق شہید راہ خدا ہائے جعفر صادق ہوئے گئے غم سے جدا ہائے جعفر صادق بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل
اللهم صل على محمد جزاك الله
Are
Dr.
we
Farid.
starting? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahsan, brother Abazar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. Abu al-Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad wa ala alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Inshallah, tonight we will dedicate the entire night to the Shahadat of Imam Jafar al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wa salam, the one that our mazhab is named after. And we have, inshallah, a very compact program. After the speech, there will be Noha, and after Noha, inshallah, we'll all watch the clips during the Latmiya and Matam as the tabut is going to be raised. So, inshallah, we will try to mimic an in-person majlis virtually. We come to the Shahadat of Imam Sadiq. Obviously, the date of the Shahadat of Imam Sadiq is narrated in two different dates for us, and one is on the 15th of Rajab and one is on the 25th of Shawwal. But most of our prominent scholars, they have agreed on the 25th of Shawwal as the strongest date of his Shahadat. Imam Sadiq is very unique, and in the terms of the era that he took the helm of Imam. In the previous lectures about this Imam, I have enumerated for you many areas of expertise that he opened as a brand new knowledge at the time when he opened the university. But tonight I want to enter in the life of Imam Sadiq from a different angle. And inshallah, I will be able to convey how the contribution of Imam is important for all of us. Let me start with explaining a little bit about, we all know that the father of Imam is Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam, and we don't need introduction. Alhamdulillah, in our religion, all the Imams, not only we know their fathers, we also know everybody's mother. And I don't think any other religion can have that claim to name all the parents of their leaders. So, Imam Sadiq, mother, Farwa, I don't think this lady has been introduced enough or reviewed enough. So I'm going to spend a few minutes to talk about her, and then inshallah, I will get to the main topic. Imam Sadiq's mother is the daughter of a very good Sahaba of Imam Zain al-Abidin, Qasim. Qasim and Imam Zain al-Abidin, they were cousins to their mothers. Imam al-Hussein married a lady from Iran, and that lady had a sister who Amir al-Mu'mineen asked her hand in marriage of his adopted son Muhammad. And it is a badge of honor for Muhammad that Amir al-Mu'mineen, when they brought those two ladies in the court of the Khalifa of that time, and the Khalifa was about to order those ladies to be sold as a slave, Imam intervened and stopped that. And Imam said, I want these two ladies marry my sons. Everybody thought Imam is referring to Imam Mushtaba and Imam Hussein, but Imam was referring to Imam Hussein and Muhammad, the son of Abu Bakr, the first Khalifa, who Amir al-Mu'mineen adopted him as his own son. So Imam Hussein and Muhammad, the son of Abu Bakr, they married two sisters. Obviously, from Imam al-Hussein came Imam Zain al-Abidin, and from Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr and his wife came Qasim. So Qasim and Imam Zain al-Abidin, they were cousins from their mother's side. They were maternal cousins. And it is good to talk about a little bit about the Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr. Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr, as you all know, in the last Hajj of Rasulullah ordered all the Muslimin to join him because he was going to announce Vilayat Amir al-Mu'mineen. So he did not want anybody to be left out, including children and women, and even the women that were pregnant. So they all went with Rasulullah from Medina to Mecca. And when they got back from the Hajj on the 18th of Dhul Hajj, Rasulullah announced the Qadir and announced the Vilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen one more time after so many times he has said it. So the beautiful story is here that the wife of Abu Bakr her name is Asma, she was expecting the birth of, at that time they didn't know, but the Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr. She was carrying Muhammad. Once they arrived in Qadir, Khum, as soon as Rasulullah started the khutbah of Qadir, she started the feeling of the labor pain. She went to labor. And the minute Rasulullah hit that famous statement, Man kuntu mawla, fahada aliyun mawla, exact time Muhammad was born. And as Muhammad, and that time in the entire universe, the time that Rasulullah announced Vilayat Amir al-Mu'mineen, is such a good, auspicious time that it made Muhammad to become one of the lovers of Vilayat Ali ibn Abi Talib. So many times, referring to Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr, they repeated this ayah, يُخْرَجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ. So Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr was born at the moment that Rasulullah announced, Man kuntu mawla fahaza aliyun mawla. And then he committed his life to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen adopted him as his son. He, during the war of camels, famous Harb camel, when the Lady Aisha was on the camel and Amir al-Mu'mineen asked people to attack the camel, the Lady Aisha started screaming that Ali does not respect the harem or the haram of Rasulullah, and he has given people permission to come near Rasulullah's wife. And all of a sudden, Muhammad said, "Oh sister, the same mother who gave birth to you gave birth to me. I'm your brother. I am not a person who's not mahram to you." And then he received the Lady Aisha and he arranged for 40 other ladies to give Lady Aisha a ride back to Medina. Even though he was from the same mother and father, he stood with Amir al-Mu'mineen against his own sister. Many incidents, Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr proved his sincere dedication and allegiance to Vilayat Amir al-Mu'mineen. And that's why Amir al-Mu'mineen referred to him as my son. And that is a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor for him in dunya, and it's a badge of honor for him in akhirah. From Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr and that lady from Iran, the princess from Iran, came the son Qasim. And then one day, as Qasim grew up with Ahl al-Bayt, became good friends and Sahabi of Imam Zain al-Abidin. One day, Imam Zain al-Abidin asked Qasim, "Come, to my house. I have good news for you. Qasim came, said, Yabna Rasulullah, Amrak, what is your order? Said, I would like to ask your daughter's hand in marriage of my son, Baqir. Qasim became so happy. And Farwa, the daughter of Qasim, married Imam Baqir. And Imam Baqir and Farwa gave birth to Imam Sadiq. So I just wanted you to know a little bit of the line, of the bloodline, and the dedication to Velayat Amir al-Mu'mineen line that gave birth to this respectful and holy lady, that Imam Sadiq, about his mother. Remember, Sadiq means Sadiq al Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. About his own mother, it says, وَكَانَتْ أُمِّي آمَنَتْ وَأَتَّقَتْ وَأَحْسَنَتْ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. My mother was among the mu'mineen, among the muttaqeen, and among the muhsineen, and Allah loves muhsineen. This is a Ma'soom Imam saying about this lady. And that also shows how our school shows that all the Imams, we have Imams who married from North Africa. We have Imam like Imam Baqir, who married from the line of the first Khalifa. It shows that only thing that they make an important base for their decision, first of all, is Allah's will, and inna akramakum indallah atqakum. One day, Farwa is doing tawaf, and when she comes to Hajar al-Aswad, she make mess on Hajar al-Aswad, and one Mawlavi, one of those Maulanas, objects to the way that she touched Hajar al-Aswad, and then start teaching her the right way. And this magnificent lady looked at him and said, Inna la'aqaniya'u min ilmak. We don't need your ilm. She had a big role in the university of Imam Sadiq in leading the faculties and the students that they were women. She taught them knowledge that she received directly from Sadiq al Muhammad. We cannot fathom to understand. Let me put it this way. हमको अंदाजा नहीं है कि कितना रसूल अली और फातिमा खुश होती है जब हम कहते हैं हमारी अमाल, हमारी मसाइल, हमारी मजहब फ़िक़्ह जाफ़री की मुताबिक है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन. We cannot understand, we cannot appreciate how happy Rasulullah, how happy Amir al-Mu'mineen, how happy Fatima al-Zahra are when we say that we follow our a'mal according to the mazhab of Imam al-Sadiq Jafari. I've said it before, but maybe it is good time to remind you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He opened the creation, He opened it through two big attributions of Himself, Dhul Jalal wal Ikram. Jalal and Ikram. And for His Jalal and His Ikram to be manifested, He created the 14 Ma'sumin. So the Ma'sumin all together, one after the other, they represent Jalal and Jamal and Ikram of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, let's look at the name of Imam al-Sadiq, Ja'far. I'm going to look at it from two different ways. Jim is Zul Jalal wal Ikram, representing that. Ain is Ali ibn Abi Talib. Fa is Fatima. And Ra is Rahmatan lil Alameen. Yani Imam Sadiq represents what happens between Ali and Fatima is what's happening between Zul Jalal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Rahmatan lil Alameen, and all together they give birth to Ja'far al Muhammad. That's who Imam Sadiq is, representing all of these. And another way to look at his name is that in the rawaya of himself, when he was explaining his name, he said, I am named after a river in heaven. Now, you might ask, what does that mean? And it needs further explanation. Let me bring you to Surah Al-Hud. Surah Al-Hud, ayah number 7. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَهُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ وَكَانَ عَرْشَهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ لِيَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ أَيَّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Allah is the one that created heavens and earth in 6 days, and then his arsh was placed over a water body, al-ma'. This ma' is not the water that you drink or you wash with. This ma' that is under the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala represents ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Imam Sadiq is that water that comes from the underneath of arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from ma'rifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you can put 1 and 2 together and see how it all comes to Imam Sadiq. Allah's arsh represents the unlimited infinity, unlimited knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being broadcast to this universe. And Allah in this ayah says, I have positioned this arsh over this body of water, over this ma'rifah, meaning that only this water can reflect that knowledge and you and I can drink from. The university that he created, every university you go in the world today, it will have finite amount of subjects that is being taught inside. Maybe medicine, maybe law, maybe math, chemistry, environmental sciences, physics, all of that. But no matter what, it is not too many. At 1400 years ago, and here today, every university that has these branches of knowledge, for each of those knowledge of a school, for each school, there is a chairwoman or a chairman. One cannot be a person who has the knowledge for all the departments, all the faculties that is inside one university. But in the school of Imam Sadiq, the setup was such because it comes from Ma'soom. It comes from the person who receives first-hand knowledge from Arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the meaning of the Kursi in Ayatul Kursi. When we say Wasa'a kulli shay, Wasa'a kursiyahu, when Allah says in Ayatul Kursi that his Kursi has been expanded for everything, to encompass everything, he's not talking about the chair. He's not talking about a place that he sits on. He's talking that his knowledge encompasses everything. And then that means that Allah took it upon himself to give this knowledge to one person who will encompass all the knowledge that he wants to convey to his creatures. وَسَعَ كُرْسِيُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ in Surah Hud. And in Ayatul Kursi, وَسَعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His Kursi expands and encompasses all heavens and earth. What does that mean? His ilm. On the receiving side, from Allah to his wali, and from wali to us,
there is two sides. One side of the Waliullah receives knowledge from Allah. That side that is facing Allah is called Arsh. And the side that faces us, the same entity, it's called Kursi. And Kursi means when the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showers over us. When the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showers over us, it comes to Arsh, the side of the Waliullah that faces Allah, that's called Ilmul Ladunni. And the side that faces us is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows the Wali to rebroadcast his knowledge to us and make it digestible, that we can get it and we can use it. That's why Allah says in Surah Al-Hud, I have positioned, after the creation, I have positioned my part of the knowledge over this water body. And that water body in heaven is called Nahr al-Ja'far. And Ja'far al-Sadiq is that continuous ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that showers his knowledge over all of you. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And Rasulullah says about Imam Sadiq, Rasulullah, this is the ilm al-ghayb. Rasulullah is giving the name and the positions of all the Imams when he was alive. And he named them one after the other. When he arrives at Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, he says, سَيَحْلُكُ مُرْتَابُونَ فِي جَعْفَرٍ. Those people who have shak, those people who have doubt about what Ja'far is giving them, سَيَحْلُكُ, they will be destroyed. الرَّادُ عَلَيْهِ كَالرَّادُ عَلَيَّ. The one who refuses Ja'far is refusing me. Now, between Imam Sadiq and Rasulullah, there is almost 100 years. And Rasulullah, 100 years before Imam is born, Imam Sadiq is born, is saying that whoever refuses him refuses me. Haqqul qawla minni. This is the haqq statement from me. La ukrimanna mafwa Ja'far wa la asranna fi ashya'ihi wa ansarihi wa awliya'ihi. To give good news, happy news to those people who serve him and they are his follower and his sahaba. He's talking about you, brother and sister. هو الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام. The same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I just want you to understand these Imam Sadiq alayhi salam position in a way that it has not been so told before. And I think the connection is lost. Can somebody say if you can hear me now? Okay, well, for a second everything went away. I thought I was kicked out of it. Okay. One of the students, one of the beautiful thing about the setup of the University of Imam Sadiq was it was open to everybody unconditionally. There was women, men, believers, non-believers from different religions, atheists who were denying the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to talk about the freedom of speech and freedom of expression? Learn it from Imam Sadiq. Imam Sadiq did not turn away from someone say, oh, you don't believe in God? Gafar, I'm not going to talk to you. Go away, you are najis. No. Imam Sadiq is following Rasulullah. Remember Rasulullah in the Mubahala? He allowed all the Christians to come in his own mosque, Masjid al-Nabi, in the presence of Nabi, in the presence of Rasulullah, to do what? To pray the way they would pray in their own church. That is the freedom of speech. That is the freedom of expression. No other leader has ever showed us that kind of courtesy for other religions and other believers. And Imam Sadiq is a follower of that Rasul. He's the son of that Rasul. When he comes and an atheist comes, instead of saying, go away, I don't want you, you are this, you are that, you're kafir, you're najis, what does Imam says? Come. Maybe we can have a conversation together. One such a person came and he said, I am atheist. Somebody came from India and he said, I worship idols, Krishna. Came and studied in the university. What did he study? He studied medicine, tab. And then one day he was making some medicine from seeds of a tree. And Imam Sadiq walked onto him and said, what are you doing? He said, I'm making this medicine from this seed. He said, let me see that seed. He said, can you tell me which one came first? The tree came first or the seed came first? Tonight, we don't have time for the entire munazara. It's about 17 pages in Bahar al-Anwar. After Imam Sadiq finished this conversation with him, he came down in the position of sajda, that Hindu student. And Imam Sadiq said, what are you doing? He said, the answers that you gave to my questions is not the answers an alim person, a knowledgeable person will give. But the answer you gave me is the answer of Khaliq. Until today, I didn't see Khaliq, but now I see it through you. And he made sajda. Imam, as I told you, the conversation about 135 question and answers, not that, just one liner. Imam Sadiq explained, you don't need to worship me. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One day, Ahmad ibn Hanbal was teaching his son about the Sahabi, the history of the Sahabi Rasulullah. Abdullah, the son of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, says, let me write their name. And he said one by one, this person, this person, this person. And he said, okay, it's finished. He said, but I don't see the name of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, you're asking about the Sahaba. Amir al-Mu'mineen was the brother of Rasulullah. And Amir al-Mu'mineen was receiving the knowledge that no other person has received from Rasulullah. And then his son said, who has that knowledge now? He said, the son of Jafar al-Sadiq, Qazi. They knew. They knew from day one. It wasn't like it was unknown. And this Imam was attacked so many times by Khalifa Abbasi Mansur Dawaniq. He attempted to kill this Imam so many times. At the beginning, he let Imam be because he was busy killing the remaining of Bani Umayyah. And during those years that Imam had a window, he established that university I was just talking about. The university that took the knowledge and sheltered all the people who were escaping from Europe, because Europe at the same time was going through the medieval time and knowledge was not appreciated, and people who had knowledge, they would hunt it as a witchcraft and they would be executed or put on fire. And they picked up their books and came toward Medina because they heard there is a university that welcomes knowledge. They came there, they brought their books. Imam Sadiq did not say, let me throw your books out. He took them and he asked the ladies of the university to start copying these books. And then they would go to Imam Sadiq, and Imam Sadiq would correct their knowledge. And when the Renaissance happened in Europe and the knowledge started exploring, those people who had come, their children at the time now, they took that knowledge, translated back to Latin, and brought it to Europe. And from that, the burst of these knowledge has come. After Mansur saw that this cannot go on, he took Imam and put him under house arrest. Severe surveillances that nobody except immediate family were allowed to even see Imam. On either sides of the streets of Imam's house, by the way, Imam's house was positioned the same house as Amir al-Mu'mineen and Fatima al-Zahra. Nobody could come to that alley. There was checkpoint after checkpoint. So one person came from Egypt. He had given divorce to his wife, and he has given the divorce to his wife, and he wasn't sure, and he wanted to go back to his wife. He wasn't sure. I'm not going to get into the discussion because it gets longer. He had a question whether his divorce was valid or not. So he came and he said, who is representing Rasulullah now? They said, Khalifa. He went to Khalifa and asked his question. He wasn't able to get an answer. As he was coming out, one of the Sahabas secretly approached him and said, you can ask this question from the real representative of Rasulullah. Who's that? He said, it's Imam Sadiq. He answered. Where is he? He's in that street, but he cannot see you. So he started planning and planning and planning. How am I going to get in touch with Imam? So he noticed that a vendor of vegetables is allowed to go to that alley, knocks on every door, including the door of Imam Sadiq, and sells vegetable. So he had planned to meet with this vendor and ask this vendor, would you sell me all your vegetables for the next few days? I will buy them all from you. And then also give me your clothes and I give you my clothes. The vegetable vendor agreed, and he took that vegetable basket and started walking through the streets, pretending that he's a vendor. As he approached the house of Imam Sadiq, his heart was beating. Is it possible? And I see the son of Rasulullah. Is it possible that I can lay my eyes on the son of Fatima? Is it possible that I can see and hear the waris of Hussein and Hassan? Is it possible? His heart was going through all these. All of a sudden, the door of Imam Sadiq opened, and his servant came out and said, "O vendor, what we bought from you yesterday was not of high quality, and my master wants to see before I buy the vegetables. So come, bring your basket inside." And as he moved inside, his heart was coming to his mouth. This is it. I am going to see the Imam of my time. I am going to see the son of Zahra. He came in, and the soldiers, they did not mind because they thought he's a vendor and he's selling the vegetables. And as soon as he came and Imam Sadiq came, from Haybat Imam, he fell down and started crying. Imam came near him and approached his ear because he didn't want anybody to hear. He said, before even this person asked, he said, your divorce is invalid. You can return to your wife. And he gave his reasons. I don't want to discuss that part of it. This person started crying. that wallah, this is Imam Haq. He said, but I didn't ask you. He said, our Sa'ilin, they don't need to ask us the question. We will give them answers before they even ask. And that is the role of Hujjatullah and Imam. These events and these incidents, even when Imam was under surveillance, shook up the very foundation of Khalifa Abbasi. Mansur, La'natullah alayh, he would not rest every night unless he kills the followers of Ahlul Bayt. Many times he ordered that his soldiers go and capture Imam and bring him. And he ordered his executor, and he's assigned some sign language, non-verbal. If I clap, if I remove my imamah, that's the sign for you to come in and kill Imam Sadiq. But every time Imam came, Mansur saw Imam Sadiq, but before he can give that secret sign, he passed out. And every time he complained, why you didn't? Because you didn't give us the sign. He said, how could I give you the sign? Every time he came in, I saw Rasulullah is coming toward my member, and he's giving me, if you touch my son. One time he saw a dragon appearing to him, that if you touch this person, so he would pass out of fear. Eventually, he set, our narration has 3 times, he set the house of Imam Sadiq on fire. I don't know what is it about Ahlul Bayt enemies, starting from burning the house of Fatima al-Zahra, burning the tents and khayma of Hussein, and burning the house of Imam Sadiq that happened to be the same house of Fatima al-Zahra. One time, every time Muharram would start, Imam Sadiq face color would change. And people will say, what happened to you? Like you and I, when we are waiting for the crescent of the month of Shawwal to celebrate the Eid after Ramadan, Imam always was looking for the beginning of the month of Muharram. And he would put black cloth around his house. And he would ask the poet to come and recite the events of Karbala. And he would cry, and his family would cry with him. And during those majalis, Imam Sadiq would stand by the door to welcome anybody who comes in, giving you and I an indication. Every time we have a majlis for Hussein, one of the Ma'sumin, if not all of them, is representing them, is inside those majalis. Do not take those majalis al-Hussein lightly. Wallah, some of the malaikah, they come to that majalis, and when they go back to heaven, other malaikah will say, what is this beautiful fragrance that is coming out of your feathers, out of your wings? They said, we went just to Majlis al-Hussein, and we rubbed our feathers and our wing in the tears of the crying people for Hussein. And that perfume of the tears for Hussein shines in the heaven for other malaikah and other angels. Imam Sadiq not only would stand by the door, Imam Sadiq would take the water container and serve all the people who have come to Majlis al-Jadd Hussein water. And they would say, you are, because Imam Sadiq was the oldest Imam of all of them. Asannul Amimeh, Shaykhul Aimeh. So people would feel embarrassed because Imam is serving them water. They would ask, please let us do that. You sit down. And Imam said, no, I want to do that. Why? Because I want to remember my uncle Abbas, who was not able to bring water for my aunts and his sisters. Subhanallah. 100 years later, Imam is still remembering and recommending that we always remember what happened in Ashura, what happened every time they set fire on his house. One time they noticed Imam is going to a corner of his yard and asking his children to come to him away from the fire inside the house. And he is crying. One of the Sahaba said, Ya Imam, why are you crying? Your children are safe and we will rebuild this house for you. Imam said, I am not crying for the house. When I see my children running from one room to another, escaping the fire, what I see Zainab and Sakina and Kulsum and Rubab and Layla going from one tent to the next tent. Fire is following them and they have nobody to go to. Sakina thought if he goes to some adults, they will help her. But every adult she encountered slapped her, lashed her, and tortured her. That's what I remember. When I see the fire, I remember the fire on the face of my mother Zahra. When I see that those children have no place to go, but my children, they can come to me and I can shelter them. But who sheltered Sakina? Who sheltered Zainab? Who sheltered Kulsum? Who sheltered Layla? Who sheltered all the women of Ahl al-Bayt? Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein.
Uzair bhai.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Hai Jafar Sadiq, 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 Hai Jafar Sadiq. Kazim उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा. हाय हुसैन कह कर आंसू बहा रहे हैं, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा. ताबूत को उठाकर जितने कदम बढ़ाए, ताबूत को उठाकर जितने कदम बढ़ाए, हर एक कदम पे उनको सजाद याद आए. आबिद की बेबसी का नोहा सुना रहे हैं, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा, काजिम उठा रहे हैं जाफर का जनाजा. मंसूर ने ग़िज़ा में ज़हरे जफ़ा दिया था, मज़लूम के बदन पर जिसका असर हुआ था. افلاک سے ملائک پرسے کو آ رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، نکلا دہن سے باہر ہائے جگر جو کٹ کر خون رنگ ہو گیا تھا، مولا کا میرے بستر منظر یہ اہل دل کے دل کو دکھا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، حیدر سے دشمنی یہ اب تک نہیں رکی ہے، حیدر سے دشمنی یہ اب تک نہیں رکی ہے، مولا حسن سے لے کر جعفر تک آ گئی ہے، ہر ایک چراغ زہرا ظالم بجھا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، اولاد سیدہ میں ایسا ہے یہ جنازہ، اولاد سیدہ میں ایسا ہے یہ جنازہ، جس میں مدینے والے دینے کو آئے پرسا، اہل مدینہ سارے یہ غم منا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، جعفر کے ذہن میں بھی کاظم کا ہے جنازہ، جعفر کے ذہن میں بھی کاظم کا ہے جنازہ، میت اٹھانے والا وارث کوئی نہ ہوگا، زیر کفن بھی جعفر خون روتے جا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، سلمان اور میثم دیکھا یہ خواب اکثر، بعد ظہور مولا مہدی بقی میں آ کر، زہرا کا اور ان کا روزہ بنا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، رہائے حسین کہہ کر آنسو بہا رہے ہیں، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، کاظم اٹھا رہے ہیں جعفر کا جنازہ، یا حسین یا حسین Ya Hussein,
Well said.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Shukran. Thank you.
Brother Hassan Mutawazzin Ziyad.
على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين يا حاكم يوم الدين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا أم المؤمنين يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا سيدي ومولاي أبو طالب، السلام عليك يا سيدتي مولاتي أم البنين، السلام عليك يا مولاي أبا محمد يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبو الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين وسيد زينب وأم كلثوم وسكينة. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن الحسين الزين العابدين، السلام عليك يا مولاي محمد بن علي الباقر زائد إمام جعفر الصادق. السلام عليك يا إمام الوراح، السلام عليك أيها العروة الوثقى، السلام عليك يا حبل الله المتين، السلام عليك يا نور مبين، السلام عليك أيها الصادق جعفر بن محمد خازن العلم الداعي إلى الله بالحق. اللهم كما جعلته معدنا كلامك ووحيك وخازن علمك ولسان توحيد وولي أمرك ومستحفظ دينك، فصل عليه أفضل ما صليت على عهد من أوصيائك وحججك إنك حميد مجيد. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا موسى بن جعفر القاذم، السلام عليك يا مولاي يا غريب الغرباء يا علي بن موسى الرضا وأختك فاطمة معصومة، السلام عليك يا مولاي يا محمد بن علي التقي الجواد، السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن محمد الحادي النقي، السلام عليك يا مولاي يا حسن بن علي الزكي العسكري، السلام عليك يا سيدنا يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان، سيدي الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان وشر الشيطان، عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وزهورك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسقنه أرضك توعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters, let us recite this dua shifa, this ayah karima for everyone who is sick, for all the mu'mineen around the world who are in need, who are suffering from this pandemic, for especially for the Zahur al-Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء، 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 برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين، رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة مع الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل. My sisters, please recite Surah Al-Fatiha for all the marhumin, especially the marhumin on the Jafaria Memorial Board, inshallah. Bismillah.
تقبل الله جميعا. Thank you, Brother Hassan. Thank you, Brother Fazal. And thank you, Brother